Welcome to Recore, the brand new third-person action-adventure and platformer by the man behind Mighty No. 9 and Mega Man, Keiji Inafune. After heading up Capcom up until 2010 and working on such titles as Lost Planet and the Dead Rising series, Inafune went rogue and started his own development company, Comcept Studios, and Recore is their latest release. Tragedy has struck Earth, mankind has all been wiped out, and a new home for humanity is needed for survival. The story of Recore stars hero and survivor Jewel Adams as she is rocketed through space to the planet of Far Eden on a mission to create new and sustainable habitats suited for life. The post-apocalyptic world of Far Eden is barren, isolated, and caked in sandy white desert far as the eye can see. Restoring civilization requires a slow process of terraforming the existing land over the long stretch of time. It's a rough world out there. It's lonely, but you're not alone. You've got some trusty sidekicks by your side, robots to be specific, and Jewel leaves them in charge of building the new habitats while in cryosleep. But the plan goes askew, and Jewel awakens from her deep sleep to find her newfound Arcadia nowhere to be found. All the worse, her robot companions, also known as Corebots, have become hostile, unpredictable, and aggressive. Jewel sets out to uncover the mystery behind this conversion of behavior across the stretches of Far Eden. The Far Eden colony was meant to be a virtual utopia of coexistence between humans and the Corebots. Now, it's up to Jewel to figure out what happened. The story is at least conceptually interesting. It's a tale of seclusion, confinement, desolation, and hope. It's poignant. Jewel is not only the only human to be seen on Far Eden, but jettisoned from any form of humanity across the far expanse of space. The only companions Jewel has are the remaining friendly Corebots she can empower using yellow, blue, and red cores. We've got Seth, the scaredy cat yellow Corebot, Mac, the ferociously curious and loyal blue Corebot, and Duncan, the coarse-headed ruffian red Corebot. Each Corebot can be transformed using frames, which alter the appearance of the Corebot. These standard Corebots can be combined with cores dropped and redeemed by enemies to further augment their frame styles. Jewel can accomplish this by using her futuristic grappling hook called the Extractor. It's pretty satisfying, the mechanic, being able to launch the Extractor at an enemy and rip the thing right out of its chest. Other systems of progression include being able to upgrade abilities of Corebots to enhance them throughout the game, and a fully fleshed out loot system during instances outside the hub world that allow you to customize the frames. And lastly, we've got crafting too, and you'll often find yourself scraping together any nuts, bolts, or anything else you can get your hands on to advance your loadout. The world of Recore is for the most part seamlessly interconnected, save for instance-style based areas that require different skills and abilities to access. Not unlike Mega Man, you'll need to venture out into the world and collect the appropriate items and abilities to access certain areas, often coming back hours later to early stages of the game once you've acquired the appropriate entrance requirements. It's a little bit like Mega Man, a little bit like Castlevania-esque, and the main catalyst for replay value. Unfortunately for Recore, this world design does have some big issues. The first being that the game is laden with fetch quests. Secondly, the world is really empty in some spaces, and lastly, the game seems to be lacking polish overall, which is not surprising given the $40 price tag. Recore's gameplay, on the other hand, revolves around a melange of combat, exploration, and puzzle platforming. Gameplay is fast-paced and frantic, especially in the mid-game. It's snappy and satisfying at first, and it comes standardized with auto-locking, and you'll need it. You've got 4 different types of ammo corresponding to different colors of the rainbow. Yellow bullets are effective versus yellow machines, go figure, etc. At first you'll start with one colored enemy, but it quickly ramps up, and you'll soon be swarmed by a rainbow of enemies that you'll need to contend with. You've got your light, heavy, and charged shots, you've got damage multipliers, a double jump, dashes, and most of these abilities you acquire very early on in the game. Initially, the combat is pretty fun, but it never gives way to anything more complex or intriguing. You'll be auto-locking a lot and holding down the fire button for the most part. And outside of being able to call your Corebots in for special moves from time to time, that's really about it with Recore. The more criminal flaw with the game though is that Recore prioritizes this combat over its platforming, and its platforming is really good. You'll often be forced into long-winded gunfights in nearly every mission. Gameplay space that could have otherwise been substituted by Recore's fantastic Prince of Persia style platforming. Say that 4 times fast. Still worse, the pacing feels like housework. You'll often find yourself barricaded out of areas for no logical reason, yet in order to access them, you'll be thrown again into the pig pen and forced to roll around in muddy, bitch work fetch quests. It's a damn shame. Recore at least starts off conceptually amazing, with some truly awesome world design and exposition on the surface. The idea behind the game is pretty captivating, the flavor giving me a little taste of Will Smith's I Am Legend, a man with a dog out to save humanity, and a woman and her pet dog armed with the same agenda. Jewel and her companions are instantly lovable, and their cause is compelling, but the result is a little less memorable in the end. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you liked the video, and we'll see you next time.